yeah, so today we're just kind of having a chill conversation. We were just talking about like basically um how Asian markets function, Asian gaming markets function in our Western economies. And so it's usually very strange. Like when they try to market JRPGs, like it's like I feel like every JRPG is it feels the same to me. Now other people may have different opinions, but most JRPGs, if like we're to compare them like side by side and like the gameplay and the elements, they're all extremely similar. Like I like and I feel like it makes me not want to play them because I feel like they're just all the same game. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
like
because you're more.
I'm more like
Western RPGs are, in my
very
opinion, are superior, but I do feel like there are some like JRPGs. I mean,
yeah. I know like
like
there's some
Pokemon, Kingdom
JRPGs that are
Hearts.
outstanding, but they're outstanding. They're outstanding when they borrow from Western
Outstanding.
RPGs like Final Fantasy 15. Um,
It's such a good. Oh my gosh, I
borrowed
love that
borrowed
game.
heavily from Western RPGs, and that's kind of what made it more successful in the Western economy.
And honestly,
Because
if you
like you have things like Near Automata, which I don't want to touch, even though people have given it
see, I
extremely
kind
good
of do want to try that game out, but I'm not entirely
people
sure.
have given it like extremely good reviews. But like me, it just looks like it's the same JRPG. Same thing with like Monster Hunter World.
Oh,
It's
okay,
just
no,
all
no, okay, Jared, I'm gonna have to stop you right
what.
there,
Oh yeah,
because
you're gonna have
Monster
to
Hunter
stop.
World.
I know you have
I
this
know
so
it's not gonna have that story that a lot of
that
people are
I
hoping for.
yeah
Because I know a few people
because
who have the game, but they said like the gameplay itself and being able to play with your friends really makes up for the lackluster story that
I
is.
mean, but it's an RPG, man. That's a role playing game. You
But
want
it's
to feel
Monster
invested in
Hunter.
some sort of role. An RPG is supposed to have a story.
Yeah,
Um,
well, which is true,
like
and I
that's
think
my
that's
whole gripe with a
where
lot of these JRPGs. Like their stories are, I can't relate to it, and that's what the
not
problem
even
is. Like
Pokemon.
Pokemon, I don't
You
even count
sure?
that as JRPG. That's just
Oh no,
Pokemon.
dude,
Pokemon is
that was the
Pokemon, dude.
first JRPG I've ever played and
I mean,
beaten.
what about Chrono Trigger?
Well, I didn't start playing Chrono Trigger until later in life. I was like 5 years old when I picked up my Game Boy and popped in Pokemon
Yeah, but I
Blue.
mean, like Pokemon is see to Pokemon is different from the other JRPGs in terms of everything. It doesn't play the same.
I was
It is
actually,
in terms of that it's an RPG from Japan, but in terms of the
yeah,
elements of it, it's completely different. Like
but I don't like even with Chrono
Pokemon is
Trigger.
Pokemon, dude. Like I can't like if you say Pokemon's bad, there's something wrong with you.
I mean, there are some people out there who don't really care for Pokemon all that much,
I mean,
and
yeah, they don't
I
care, but
get
like
it.
you have to appreciate it. You have to understand its impact on everything.
20 years, man, 20 whole years of great games, and I'm really hoping that the new one comes out for the Switch. But
You know what? They better make it like Pokemon Gale of Darkness or
you see, I
wait,
heard
there's
that they want to
Pokemon
make.
Coliseum or Pokemon XD. Those are my favorite
Yeah, those were really
Pokemon games.
good. I like those a
And
lot.
I feel like we're at a time period where we're on the Switch where the graphics are just so good now. It's like I don't think there's an excuse to make it a 2D or even the 2.5D like the last Pokemon
I
games for
think
3DS were.
if they
I
took.
feel like we need like an actual like almost like
So you're saying like Pokken tournament type,
no I no
like fighting system.
like Pokemon no like Pokemon Coliseum where it's like an actual three-dimensional gameplay like map
I mean,
that you
that's how
cross
Pokemon
and
X and
you
Y is. I mean, it's essentially. I mean, that's what it
no
is.
yeah but it's not like three-dimensional like I mean like three-dimensional like with a full
Right, right. I
scale
see what you're
character model
saying.
that's not scaled down at all and like the tall grass would actually be like tall grass but I mean of course it's Pokemon so like it would still be very cartoony because you have to have a giant region but like they just made something that was like Coliseum, but like with the so Coliseum was different in terms of you there wasn't tall grass or anything.
Yeah, it was
There's
great.
just you just so to find Pokemon you have to go to Safari zones. Not
Right.
Safari zones, they were like these like oasis regions. Um and so I think if you had the exploration aspect and like the level mapping aspect of Coliseum in terms of like where the character goes and stuff, and you overlaid that onto the old Pokemon formula, like with tall grass and everything, and the towns, I think you'd have an excellent game. And I hope that's what they do on the Switch,
Yeah,
because
because
like,
I've
yeah,
noticed that because they're talking about it. Well, it's rumored that like the battle system is supposed to change for like a new generation, and it's very hard to keep faithful, excuse me, to the original formula while trying out something new and having that work in with the traditional formula. Excuse me, but from what I've read, I mean, and nothing's confirmed, obviously, but it's apparently they want to have like the battle system more towards like Pokken Tournament. But I think that the battle system is fine the way it is because there are tournaments like all over the world who rely on this battle system, who like the way the battle system is in general. But it seems that people have more of a problem with everything outside of the battle system, the way how you interact with the world. Like there needs to be more essentially like side quests and things like that instead of just going through. I mean, I'm not saying there hasn't been side quests for Pokemon games before, but more of
it's just
I feel like it could work.
Like the game needs to evolve. Like some games you can have the same formula over and over and over again, but then it'll eventually get old, as in like Call of Duty, which I believe is
our previous video touches up on that.
So like the reason why that has been like failing is because they had the same formula and they didn't really change anything. They'd update the graphics little by little, but it was still ultimately the same exact game over and over and over again.
Still looks like 360 graphics to me.
I think games eventually need to change. Because
I agree.
The formula is going to get old and tiresome.
Well, I mean, I mean, like people say,
so, like, also an example of what happened, a game got old and tiresome was, I know you're going to hate me for this, it's like Assassin's Creed, but the fact is, they changed the formula. They changed the formula, and now it's successful again. Now it's successful once more.
So do you think the same thing's true when it comes to...
Now, Pokemon, though, has never really lost its player base. So I don't really know if they have to. I feel like a lot of other games...
I feel like they are starting to lose their player base, and it's not because of, the way that the game is made. I honestly think it's because of the Pokemon themselves, that the fact that there are too many overall. Because I think there's like 700 something now. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it's more than 700 actually. Because the original game had it was like 250 or something.
The original was 151.
It was 151, and then
don't forget Mew because she's
generation added like 100, and it's been like 10 generations.
Yeah, I would say that's generation 4 with Diamond and Pearl. I believe that generation had the least amount of new Pokemon in the game, which I was fine with because you didn't want it to seem too overwhelming. But
like the Kanto and Johto regions had so much.
Yeah, but it's just like nowadays, like they're making all these new Pokemon. Some of them are really good ideas, and others not so much. But at the same time, it's like half of them aren't even looking like Pokemon anymore. So it's like
they're looking like
Digimon.
They look like Digimon, or like anamorphic
Beyblade monsters or something. I don't know.
It's like
this is really weird. But like like I said, I feel like if they combine Western elements into the Pokemon JRPG, it can make for a fantastic release on the Switch. But I mean, like you were saying before, is the reason why you don't like JRPGs is because of the lack of story, or is it?
It's not just a lack of story. It's that the gameplay is too similar between each JRPG.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like
I can see that.
I've noticed there's a thing with JRPGs where like every single weapon is oversized. I've just noticed that. Like oversized weapons.
Yeah, I mean,
JRPGs. And they're always like really slow swung swords, and it's like that's just in every JRPG I see that, and it's usually like on the main character. Like we have Nier Automata, Final Fantasy 15, and like
Final Fantasy say I see what you mean.
And even Monster Hunter World, it's like they're just the sword
especially in Monster Hunter World,
they're like all the same. They're all
it's too similar. Nothing.
It's way too similar. It's like they
oh man,
it's like they don't just borrow from each other. It's like they just copy from each other.
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, think about it. Like, there's a lot of Japanese like culture in general. Like, I mean, they kind of do that. Like we even like take Dragon Ball for example. Like that's heavily influenced by A Journey to the West, which is about like a monkey boy king, but it's just like a different alteration. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but yeah, like I mean, from what I've seen, the Japanese culture is very like they base a lot of their stories off of something else or a different
Like they base their
variation
stories off of something, but they don't change it
as
enough.
much. Yeah,
Like for instance, I know a lot of people are fans of Star Wars. Star Wars is actually based off of Buddhist mythology, but they change it up so much you wouldn't even know that unless I told you.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, even though it's originally supposed to be like children's films, it's. I
yeah,
mean, George Lucas said himself, it's like the religion, like the good sides and the bad sides of
no,
religion.
like even the actual stories, like within Star Wars, it's based off of
Mm,
mythologies that are already exist somewhere else. But because they change it so much, you can't. I know. Same thing
right.
with like Lion King. Lion King is actually
Do
what's it?
not say it's based off Kimba the White Lion because it is
It's
not.
not. No, no, no. It's
Thank
based off
you. Because
Shakespeare.
everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's the same thing." I'm like,
No,
"Have you like just watch the movie? Watch Kimba
no,
the
no.
White Lion,
Lion King is
and then watch
actually
Lion King, and tell
Lion
me
King
if
is it's Shakespeare. I forget
yeah,
which
it's
one it
based off
is.
Hamlet.
Yeah, it's based off Hamlet. Yeah,
Kimba the
it's
White
like
Lion is
but you
is
wouldn't know that
so
unless you
different,
analyzed it, which is like
and like
whereas
it was a
a lot
TV show. It wasn't even
whereas
a
like with a
movie.
lot of these JRPGs, you know that just from playing it. Like you don't have to analyze it to come to these conclusions. So I feel like there's a thing where it's like great art is steal and stuff like that. It's like video games are art. So, but I feel like you're supposed to steal it, but you don't it's like you don't make it obvious. Um, you know,
Right. Like if you're copying off someone's like project or whatever,
like
you're like,
projects
hey
or
man,
something.
like
Yeah,
you can use
exactly.
my notes or my material, just don't make
Yeah,
it too similar.
because
And
it's
you're
like
like, okay, fam.
everything is based off of something else. Like that's how our thought processes work. Like one thought leads to another, and blah blah blah. There's like a whole chain of events, but it all originates from an original source. Now, however, if the thought is repeated and it's the same thought over and over and over again, it just gets stale. And that's what I think has been happening with these like JRPGs, in my opinion.
Right,
Um,
right. I see what you mean. Yeah, because I know we talked about this in another like pot or discussion, whatever. That like the open world problem where every single game now is open world or every single game now is battle royale, especially battle royale. Apparently, the new Call of Duty and the new Battlefield is supposed to have battle royale modes, and it's
yeah, and
like
it's like
that's
I don't
cool,
know.
but it's like I
Those
feel like
games make sense, but like I feel like some games
it's just gonna
like
wash out so
they don't
fast.
like I feel like some things they're just doing it because it's hyped up, not necessarily because
Right.
it would be good for the game. Like,
Oh yeah,
um,
absolutely. But I mean, like you have to think about it, like how, like a lot of obviously like with like Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger and like
yeah,
Kingdom Hearts, like I can understand those games being very similar and obviously using the same characters because they're all made by the same company.
yeah,
SquareSoft used to be Square Enix. Excuse me. Square Enix used to be SquareSoft, and all that jazz. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I see where you're coming from, but you got to give Monster Hunter a chance. I've actually never played a Monster Hunter game, and this is like the first one that's ever come to PC.
I
Because
remember
normally it was like a 3DS title that was like
I
crazy
tried,
popular.
so I tried the demo of it for the PS4 and I didn't really like it, but from what I recall, I know a lot of stuff has changed. Like I
Well,
know,
you were playing it on PS4.
didn't
No,
you
I'm just kidding.
you had a conversation with Mandy about I know she plays Monster Hunter World a
Yeah,
lot from her Twitter. And from what I've seen, yeah, it looks fun, but it's just like I could get into a trade part RPG. It's just like
she's
there's
not an Overwatch fan.
what
She's not an Overwatch fan at all.
she's not.
Mm-mm. She says she just doesn't really like it, which
I
is
mean,
fine because
that makes
to each
sense,
their own.
especially since Retribution was only 11 minutes long.
Well, yeah, okay. Retribution and I forgot
There,
the other one prior to that.
yeah,
That was the same.
it's
It
like oh
wasn't
look,
that
we're
long.
gonna release a 3-minute trailer for an 11-minute campaign. Okay, so you're literally telling us 33% of the story in the trailer for a campaign that's 11 minutes, of which about 8 minutes is gameplay.
Yeah.
So you basically just told us the whole story in the trailer. That's
Overwatch definitely has its plot holes. I mean, like it's a great multiplayer shooter. Don't get me wrong.
We know Blizzard is capable of crafting great, amazing stories, but for some reason, they just are. Okay, now this is another problem in video games where
They kind of went backwards.
Where the stories become outsourced from the main material. So Overwatch has comics, right?
Right. Which I've never read.
Comics is actually where you get the story from. So
yeah.
the game is just all multiplayer, and then you have, for instance, actually Borderlands has been outsourcing a lot of stuff to comics. So like, there's some stuff in the comics that like
never happens in the games, right?
That never happens in the game, but it's referenced in the game, but it only happens in the comic,
right?
Which is like, it's like, what are you doing? And a lot of like companies have been doing that, and it's like, that's not, I don't think that's like fair. To be outsourcing a lot of your content like that. However, we know Blizzard can create stories because they have fucking Diablo 3.
Diablo 3, Warcraft, Starcraft, like it's
Diablo
literally
3
all
is
there.
one of the greatest story-driven games that I've ever played.
Oh, Diablo 3 was fantastic.
Yeah, when we get like Randall in here, there's a thing, it's an ongoing joke. It's because I was playing with Randall and Dakota. So apparently there's an achievement in Diablo 3 where if you read every piece of lore and listen to every piece of dialogue, you get an achievement.
Right.
I have that achievement, and when I got it, Randall and Dakota were like, "What the fuck is that?"
Like, how did you do that?
It's just talking to every NPC and picking up every codex. I didn't read every codex, but it's just I have it. I can show you it.
No. Trust me. No, I believe you. I'm just.
Yeah, it's just the lore. I mean, it's just talking to every NPC, just listening to it. So like, I have heard all of the Diablo 3 lore. That this. Because I have the achievement, but like, but it's like I forget it so much.
Will you tell me a story, Jerry?
Last time I played it was high school.
About the Nephilim?
It was like 2013. Yeah, that's also thing. That's like a Bible thing, and I like
biblical.
I like reading like biblical
Darksiders.
Like biblical fiction stuff, yeah, like Darksiders and stuff like that. I just like it.
Great series. Isn't the third game supposed to be coming out soon?
The Darksiders 3?
Yeah, like
I don't know, but
IGN covered that game like a while ago.
I'm glad that they didn't make her Pestilence, because like they made her Fury instead of Pestilence.
Yeah, I know they changed it up a little bit.
Yeah, because the actual four horsemen of the apocalypse, the woman is Pestilence, which like is kind of sexist, but when it was made, that's just what it was. So I guess that's why they changed it to Fury. There's also different accounts of the Four Horsemen. They
in their own adaptation, probably. Yeah, so yeah,
so they're
something
just
that kind of just worked with it.
Yeah, they're gonna make her Fury, which I think makes way more sense, because if you think about it, you have war, death, and then that leads to famine, and then
famine's awesome.
Yeah, and then
I was really hoping for famine, but.
He's the last. He's gonna be the last one, right?
Yeah, hopefully. But they probably wanted to have a girl for this one.
Or no. It was Strife is the last one.
Strife. Yeah, that's what I meant.
He has pistols.
Yeah, he's the one with the pistols. Well, you do get to use Strife's pistol in the first Darksiders game.
The weird thing is like we know what their silhouettes look like, but we don't know what the characters look like. So
I love the first Darksiders, man. That was fantastic.
What? That's what's hilarious about it. Is like we can speculate, but we already know the weapons that each of these characters uses. Which is great.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Death was really cool, but like I don't know, man. Just swinging that big sword around.
I don't know. I feel like those games need to be more RPG-esque.
Yeah. Well, like War sounded like
Darksiders 2 was way more open world than Darksiders than 1.
Yeah, that's true. But like War sounded like Gaara from Naruto.
War's
like, I can't control myself.
War's voice actor is a very popular voice actor for Japanese like anime. When it's in English,
he was like, I heard the call.
But I hear him all the time. He's in Bleach. He's in Naruto. He's in everything.
He definitely has to be Gaara then, because it is.
I don't think it's
uncanny.
It might be Gaara, but The one voice actor that I don't like that is in stuff is Sasuke's voice actor because
Oh yeah,
it's irritating.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's
we're talking about
very
this. Like, it's very
fake.
yeah, it's fake. Like,
It's like
you know what pisses me off is his grunts are fake, dude. You, you know how I know that? You know how I know that? Because Fallout New Vegas is Sasuke. The main character's grunts and everything is a Sasuke voice actor if you're a man. And that irritates me. That's why that game irritated me a little bit. It's because the grunts were so fake. I'm like, bro, this
or
is
like the
Sasuke.
Power Ranger grunts, where they're like,
Yeah, it's just
are
not
you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Let's
Yeah,
do this.
it's like this. What are they paying this guy? Like $2? I don't.
Apparently a lot. Like honestly, just give me the dubs cast of Full Metal Alchemist and Dragon Ball Z, and we will make something happen.
Yeah, those guys are fine. Um, they can do different voices, but like the Sasuke guy, no, bro, it's always the same voice, and I can tell whenever he's in any video game.
You're like, there he is.
I cringe.
You look through the credits.
Like,
yeah, I see your name over there.
I don't even know what his name is, dude, but I know his voice. He's that.
We should probably look it up.
Yeah, we probably should. Um, it's like, oh god, it just bothers me because it's like cringe only because Sasuke was so like just emo for no reason. Yeah, but that's like.
I don't know if I.
Are you reading the Japanese name or the American?
No, this is he's an American actor, producer, or screenwriter. His name is Yuri Lowenthal.
Jeremy something?
No, Yuri, like Yuri.
Doesn't that mean gay?
I don't know.
That means gay in Japanese.
I know for
that's beside. Besides.
No, yeah, this is the American voice actor for Sasuke. The one for Naruto is a girl, which makes sense.
Now look up his voice credits.
I don't want to.
And then you can look
Notable
up
credits: Sasuke Uchiha, in Naruto, Ben Tennyson.
Ben Tennyson?
Yeah. Oh, Ben Tennyson! Oh my gosh,
okay,
Ben 10!
That's the only quality.
He was in the Prince of Persia? What?
He was the prince, I think. But that was before they even had Naruto. But
spouses.
No, it's like after Naruto is when it became cringe.
Dude, I didn't even. For Tennyson, wow, I thought
he's
that
Ben
was
Tennyson though. That was actually good voice acting. Honestly.
I had no but that's true.
I had no idea
because that fit the bill. I had no clue. What?
Yeah.
Hold on, he's in like a shit ton of these.
Yeah.
Legion of Superheroes. Space Racers.
Okay,
DC
I think it's just
Friends.
when they have him do the Sasuke grunts is what.
Yeah. He's in Persona 4. There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Wolverine and the X-Men. What? Space Racers. Oh man, this guy's been everywhere.
I mean,
Blue Dragon, Brave Master.
Look up Nolan North just to be amused. You guys already know it. Like Nolan North is in every kid video game, and you know it's Nolan North, but you're happy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But you're happy because it's cliche, but it's funny. Like he's in Arkham games. He's usually just a grandmaster.
Dude, he's in Destiny 2, Assassin's Creed.
Well, yeah, Nolan North, of course, he's in Assassin's Creed.
Guild Wars 2, Dota 2.
You're looking at Nolan North?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nolan North is all over the place. Yeah,
that's right. He was Nathan Drake. That's right.
I think he's one of the highest paid voice actors.
He's only 47 years old. Wow.
Yeah.
Nathan
Drake.
He has Kate Six's voice.
They told him to play himself. So Nathan Drake's character is actually how Nolan North would do everything.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Huh. That's very interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah. No, he's good. He's talented. I like Nolan North. He's a good voice actor. But
yeah.
And then who's the one who plays War?
War?
He's all over the place too, because he's all over the place as well.
Hold on, let me check it.
it's like those are the three actors that I hear the most, that I can recognize in games. Then other voice actors I can't recognize when they're in games because they do too many different
Troy
voices.
Baker? No.
Troy Baker? Is it Troy Baker?
Wait.
If it's Troy Baker has too many different voices that he does.
No, he does different voices. It's not War's voice, but it's someone else. I'm trying to.
Oh, I think he's the whatchamacallit?
He's like three different things it's showing. Torture.
Is he the Watcher? I think he's the Watcher actually.
War is Liam O'Brien.
And who's the Watcher? Is that Troy Baker? Because that would make sense.
That's Troy Baker. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was doing his Joker voice for that.
Wow, he's in a lot of Japanese anime. He is Gara. I knew it. I knew it.
Troy Baker or the guy?
No, Liam O'Brien. I knew he was Gara.
Yeah.
He was like, "War is coming." I was like, I knew that was you. You can't fool me.
And Troy Baker is also an excellent actor. He
plays Doctor Strange. Oh, he plays
Troy Baker. Troy Baker is Italian in.
He's in Fate Zero. I did not know that.
In Shadow of War. He's also the Joker in Arkham Origins.
Yeah. Holy crap! He's two different characters in Naruto. He plays Lloyd and Code Geass. I did not know that was him. Liam O'Brien, the guy who does War's voice. He plays Gar's voice, and there's another shinobi in Naruto. I can't really pronounce the name.
That voice is like, I'm pissed at everybody.
In my user. Like he played Nightcrawler?
Did he?
Wow, yeah.
In what?
In X-Men.
Like he played Nightcrawler?
Like he voiced Nightcrawler.
Oh. I thought you meant like he played Nightcrawler.
And he played Archer in Fate Stay Night? Wow, I did not know that. This guy's been all over the place. Literally. It literally shows like every single show he's been in. 72 shows, 25 movies, 140 games?
Oh, yeah. Huh. Game voice actors are...
He's in Shadow of War.
Who?
Liam O'Brien, the guy who plays War's voice.
I wonder who he is in Shadow of War. Wait a minute. Is he Celebrimbor? Hold on.
It says Gollum.
Oh, he's Gollum.
Yeah.
Oh. That's so many. That's too much talent.
No, dude, he's all over the place.
Yeah, like the different type of voices and everything.
He even plays Gollum in the Lego version. Wow. Huh. Well, I guess that's enough about Liam O'Brien. This man's a voice acting genius. He's all over the spectacle in the Eastern and Western markets. Wow. But yeah, was there anything else you wanted to cover, talk about?
I mean, I don't know. This was just kind of like one of those natural.
We're kind of like around 30 minutes, so I mean, we can either just end it, or I don't know. Wasn't sure if there was.
Yeah, we could just end it. It's fine. I mean.